We're going to start off with tennis, though, because the South African national tennis team will start their Davis Cup World Group 2 playoffs campaign with a tie against Nigeria next weekend in Pretoria, the good old friends. It will be the SA squad's first tie since they lost 3-1 to Lebanon in their playoff clash in Egypt back in September last year. And to tell us more about that, we are joined by Tennis SA's newly appointed General Manager Anthony Moruthane, who joins us here on Sports Live. And there he is. Anthony, good evening, and thank you for joining us here on Sports Live.
Good evening. Thank you for having me, and good evening to our listeners.
It's been a while since we spoke. You had another title. Now you are General Manager. Congratulations. Firstly, how do you feel about this role and what does it entail?
Thank you very much, Tabiso. I appreciate it. I think I must be honest. I'm appreciative of the confidence that the Board of Tennis South Africa has put in me, but I'm passionate about tennis, and I think this is just time to just get the ball rolling. I mean, tennis is on an upward trajectory, and I'm very excited about the future of the sport. So with our provincial partners, our board members, Tennis South Africa staff, our fans, our coaches, players, there's so much that I feel like we will achieve as a federation, and I look forward to the challenge. So thank you very much.
And what will be your role as a general manager? Because I know in your other role, you kept us updated with everything that was happening in tennis in South Africa. You're going to be wearing a suit now.
No, nothing fancy, it's just a title.
Okay, let's talk about Nigeria, though. What's the significance, firstly, of this tie against Nigeria?
So this is a very crucial tie for South Africa for many reasons. So we're trying to stay in World Group 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically we'll have to beat Nigeria for us to remain in World Group 2, which obviously would be a great position for us to return back into World Group 1. So meaning if we beat Nigeria, we'll remain in Group 2, and maybe later in the year, in September, we'll be able to go back into World Group 2 playoffs, which will be great for South Africa. And I think that's where we deserve. We've got such an incredible talent in the country, and that's exactly where I see South Africa, where we're supposed to actually be.
And where is Nigeria? What kind of a threat do they pose when it comes to tennis?
So Nigeria played the World Group 3. Mm-hmm. In Nigeria. So they won that, which is obviously a regional event. But if you look at their players, I think the oldest player is like 24, but there's only one player, Christopher Bulus, who is ranked 196, who's likely going to be their number one player. So as comparison to, that is a strong player one, but as comparison to South Africa, we've got a couple of players. Philip Henning ranked at number 326. You've got Alec at about 431, Chris at 361, and Leo, an incredible youngster. So I think the point I'm trying to make is I think our team and the success they've reached in their individual IT of international tournaments shows that they're ready for the challenge. So I'm hoping we clap Nigeria here at home and remain in Group 2.
What happens if we don't clap them then? What are the consequences?
We don't want to think like that, Tabiso. We just appointed a very well-experienced newly captain, Peter Novel. Yeah. Great experience. He played the highest level during his time. And with where the players are in terms of their individual careers, I've got no doubt we wouldn't get past Nigeria. So I think the plan is we need to beat Nigeria. We don't think the other way around. But what happens is, so any loser from the tie will have to be relegated back to Group 3, which is where we don't belong. We need to stay in Group 2, and hopefully in the next 2 years we can go back to Group 1 playoffs.
Yeah, otherwise if we lose to Nigeria, we're not going to hear the end of that. But great to have Peter Novel. I remember him back in the days of Wayne Ferreira. What do you think he can bring to this Davis Cup team?
Yeah, I think PT is an incredible appointment from a Tennis South Africa perspective as the captain of the team. Well experienced, he played the highest level of the game. And I think something which is quite important is that obviously he's based in the country. So he gets to spend time with our local players, Philip, Alec, Chris, and Leo, which is crucial. So when they start working together this early, because our team is arriving in Pretoria on Monday, he won't be seeing them for the first time. I think there's so much work that he got to spend time with them in Stellenbosch, when we had the Curo Center Court Series, where Philip won that $15,000 for 2 weeks in a row. So I think the point I'm trying to make is, with him spending so much time with the players and knowing the strength of these players, we've got a great advantage, plus a home ground advantage for us to actually keep this crown here at home.
Yeah, and where would you say tennis is in South Africa, just in general, at the moment? Anthony, you've been involved in the sport in various roles now for a number of years, and you've been also dishing out some programs over these years. What's happening now?
Okay, so I think it's no exaggeration for me to say that tennis is at an upward trajectory. And I say that because I think from a grassroots level through to global stage, there are some promising signs. We've got such an incredible grassroots event, which is one of the biggest schools championships in the country. And the objective of that is try to get into rural communities where tennis historically did not happen. That's one, which is crucial for me. Two, we have up to over 37,000 registered members who keep enjoying the value proposition being offered, obviously, through our partners of tennis. You recently, I think earlier last year, we announced an incredible partnership with Amex, American Express, as the headline sponsor of Tennis South Africa. Some great stuff, bringing some extraordinary experience to the fans in the country through the magic of Wimbledon in Johannesburg. We have also have increased the number of international tournaments that are being played in the country, which is crucial for our local players. They get those important ranking points, still make a living out of it. They don't have to travel the world. We're making it happen right here at home. And that's all thanks to the partnerships we've got from Curel, from Wiphold. We just signed Reno now as the vehicle partner of Tennis South Africa. So when I say that tennis is at an upward trajectory, is based, I think holistically we are going as a sport, and hopefully in the fewer years we'll be breaking into the top 5 sports in the country.
Yeah, and have some players at these Grand Slams, because we're watching Australian Open, men's and women's singles, obviously no players, but wheelchair tennis well represented as always there. So then, Anthony, with all your knowledge for tennis, I'm saving the best for last. Jannik Sinner against Alexander Zverev tomorrow in the men's final. How do you see it?
Yeah, I don't want to take sides because, I feel a bit conflicted there. But Alexander,
it can't end in a draw, so you have to pick a side.
Yeah, so when I got to watch Roland Garros in Paris, I fell in love with Alexander. So I'll just try to I'll pick a side there. I've got no doubt. I think he will take it, but you never know. This is a sport of tennis, right?
You're a brave man, Anthony Moruthane. Thank you for joining us here on Sports Live. We will be there to support the team in the Davis Cup. We'll continue to spread the word. Are tickets available? How do people go there to support the team?
Yeah, listen, we've got an incredible team, as I earlier said to you. So Philip Henning, Alec Batley, Chris van Wyk, and Leo Matthijssen, they will be representing South Africa. So tickets are sold at web tickets and very cheap. Adults from 100 rands, between 100 and 150, kids at 50 rands. It's going to be a bus at Kruenkloof Tennis Club in Pretoria. So we're hoping South Africa, they can come out in numbers to support our team as they're fighting to stay in World Group 2.
Thank you, Anthony Moruthane, General Manager at Tennis South Africa there, building up to the Davis Cup tie against Nigeria.